time. Folks, this beautiful Saturday morning, this Memorial Saturday, Memorial Weekend that we're on us, I just want to begin by expressing to me how important it is that we take the time this weekend. We recognize, the efforts of those who have gone on before, and really celebrate this Memorial Day coming up Monday. For the folks that are in Canada, I know that you as well have a special place in the heart for those who've gone on before. But I just want to again wish you a very happy Memorial and safe weekend on these next coming days. Part of the things that I'm really get excited about as I've traveled around and I talk with folks is I really enjoy and love seeing people's eyes open up to what we have. It happens every time I'm out, without a doubt, and at part of that, I see folks, their eyes get open, they get very excited, and then the questions start coming as to how and to what do we do this and how do we, what I need to know everything. And the truth of the matter is there is some good information you need to know, but you don't need to know everything. You just need to know where to find it. And that's a great statement by Albert Einstein. And so today, one of the things that I just really want to take a few minutes and focus in on is the key importance of staying plugged into all that is going on, and not only by corporate, but by other RAIN partners and distributors who are creating platforms for you to be able to leverage and share what we are all about. Now, I have a big belief in timing as well as where we're at with the opportunity, with where we are with seed nutrition in this industry. The timing cannot be more fantastic. If you've studied anything in terms of business and whatnot, you'll hear of Peter Drucker and the S curve of business. Now, this applies to any business, no matter what, but there is at the early stages of any company, there is what's called a formulation stage, the point where the company is just trying to get things in a position where they can begin to share what they have. And then they move into a stage called the pioneering stage. Now in here, this is where, again, folks are out there spreading the word, getting the information out there. As a note, this is where we are at. This is where RAIN is at. And then over more and more pioneering, and those individuals, these early adopters, those are the ones really capturing the opportunity that lays before, are positioning themselves very well for the momentum curve that goes up, where 80% of a company's growth happens during that time. And then over that period of time, it starts going to the stability stage. Now, here's what's really exciting about where we are at. We are very much before momentum, but we are already proven. We are already very much in this pioneering stage, and there are individuals that will come in, these early adopters, the ones that come in and engage and stay plugged into what's going on are those individuals that are going to capture more of that growth when that comes. Now, what's very different about this industry and the timing that you're in with RAIN versus maybe the S curve as it applies to other well-known companies like Microsoft and whatnot, is that with those companies, you can get in, you can deposit a money, invest some dollars, and sit back. And then somebody else goes through and does the effort, does the work, and you can collect a lot of dollars if they are successful. The difference here is that you have everything within your control to make this successful. In addition to that, not only is it important from a timing standpoint, but again, it's very important from a behavior standpoint. If you hear my voice often, you'll hear me say, what is your daily method of operation? Meaning, what do you do each day? Do you get up and you say your morning affirmation? Do you look yourself in the mirror and challenge yourself to become better today than you were yesterday? What kind of activities are you doing in your life to get somewhere where you've never been before? What are you doing to reach those dreams? I'm telling you, the fact that behaviors and consistency in those are what the folks that these early adopters are really going to leverage. Because there's going to become people that will come and they'll go. Because they don't understand that there is an effort and a strong belief that needs to be created. I see this belief in folks as I travel around all over, and folks, I have a massive belief. And I have a very big why as well as I look at this picture of my family on the wall. Folks, we are very dedicated in what we're doing here, and we're asking that everybody just takes advantage of what we're working on, staying plugged into all the things we are doing, stay committed to what we have, and we see this addition to the commitment numbers each and every day. So we are just so honored and so excited about what holds in store for you. But specifically with this in mind, I would like to again take a few moments and talk to you about what it means to me when preparing yourself for opportunity. Now, as much as it's important that we need to know, again, the rain cycle and the compensation components, and certainly and foremost the products sold and what we are about as seed nutrition, I also believe there's a lot of things that we can do to make sure that we are preparing ourselves for opportunity. And I'll explain a little bit more what I mean by this. But let me explain what a frame is, because this is what's really going to set this presentation up this morning. Okay? A frame is a system of assumptions and standards that sanction behavior and give it meaning. Okay? Now, when I talk about what a frame is, I want to talk about what are those systems, those assumptions, those standards that are creating this behavior for you, and what gives you meaning. Okay? So, how is it that you frame yourself? What kind of things in your life do you have in place to frame who you are and what people think you are? And I want you to know, if you don't like the frame you're in, you can absolutely change that. Because some folks may very well right now look at their frame and they may say, you know, I don't really feel like I have the ability. I'm not going to be able to get in front of a group of people, or I'm not confident, or I'm not smart enough. Okay? Those are very much self-defeating things that cannot be present when you're seeking for success or opportunity. Now, let me say this again. When I say success, folks, I know that within our compensation plan, folks are going to make a lot of money. It's going to be very exciting to see these folks go through their story. However, there's many people, and I'm going to say millions of people, who having an extra $300 a week is going to change their life, and that is going to be their success. Okay? So when I say success, know that that is very much an individualized statement for each and every person. Now we go back to your frame, we look at it that you may translate, as I just said, that wealth equals evil. Okay? I believe, and again, in all seriousness, that there's a statement out there that folks will reference that, guns are very bad, but it's the people, right, that understand that. The same thing goes with money. Money will allow us to do amazing things for other people, for our families. It'll help us reach those dreams, those goals that we have. But if we're thinking right now, if your frame consists of wealth equals evil, then you may not be in a position where you're going to be able to help as many people. And I'll explain that a little bit more here as well. Another element of your frame is that you think you're fearful, you're scared. You're scared of being able to get up and talk to somebody. You may be fearful of a no. Someone may say no, and that means like, I'm not going to be able to make this work. Okay? Fear is something that's very much a learned trait. You look at some my kids, for example. I look at my kids, and it's very fun to watch them grow up. But my son is getting to that point where he's learning what fear is, and so as many times as we see him with giving us an opportunity, let's put it this way, to teach him that fear is not something that should limit him, we know that we're setting him up to be successful by whatever determines his success to be. And then finally, you may be too comfortable. We hear this a lot. I'm fine. I'm comfortable where I'm at. I don't need to go outside. I don't need to do anything else. And you know what? I believe saying that you're comfortable is a very selfish thing. I believe that if you're comfortable in your state, you're not being in a position where you can help other people. So we need to not consider ourselves in being comfortable, but rather ask, what else can we do within my own capabilities to go out and make a difference for somebody? So you go back, you say, who am I? Who am I? I look at this frame that we just went over, and I'm a good person. So I don't know as if all those things apply because I am a good person. I do some things. True. Okay. You have great intentions. Okay? You really do want and you have the desires that you have to help other people and reach some of these goals. But you know, it really boils down to just lacking the understanding of what you are really capable of. Now, there's a great statement that I love by Marianne Williamson. And I have the whole statement up here, and I'm going to read it because it's very, very powerful to me. It's something that I think about, honestly, folks, every single day. I think about this. And it's this statement here. This is who we are. Okay? Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? This is powerful to me. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Folks, this last weekend, I had the opportunity to see some individuals get up and not play small. They played big. They weren't exactly, there was some fear associated there. However, what they did, if they realized it or not, is they gave a room full of people the confidence that they can do the same thing. At times, an individual who gets up, who is less than polished, let's just put it that way, but tries their hardest, will be well beyond more powerful, more inspiring than the individual that is polished, that does come across as capable in quotations. And so for us to sit back and play small and say, no, I'm okay, I'm fine where I'm at, does not serve the world. Now, I also believe that there is a level of confidence that, of course, is required, but I also believe that with that confidence can come great humility. I believe that those two are very, very powerful components in leading yourself to having the right behaviors that you have the desires to stay plugged in, to do those things. But let me continue on and emphasize just exactly what your enlightened frame will look like, that it should be. Those statements of I'm too and fearful and comfortable, and the mindset that wealth equals evil, this changes when you really start realizing who you are. Okay? You go to I am statements. I am capable of doing that. I am confident. People want to see that in you. You start looking at wealth is a tool. I can do a lot more if I have a little bit more resources to help other people, or to put myself in a situation where people want to aspire to. People will look up and say, I want what they have. And you're going to be there in a place where you can help them along the way. Finally, rather than fear, you have courage. Okay? I have a couple of things I say all the time as well, and that's be courageous, be confident, be conversational. Okay? Being courageous is very much an action item. Something that, again, is a very cautious thing, or something that you're very aware of, that when you move and step forward in terms of a presentation or talking to someone you don't know and inviting them to something that you don't know if they want to be there or not, takes courage. But courage is a very powerful thing because it can lead to you to people that you would have never otherwise met. And finally, growth. You're not, again, no more about being comfortable, but that you're okay with growth, that you want to become something better. Now, again, each one of us, I believe, has a personal responsibility derived from wherever you want to feel it's going to come from, but we have a responsibility to always be growing no matter at what point we are in our life, in our stage, in our success or the lack thereof. We are always meant to grow. And I feel that every day as there's times where I just feel like, are we, and then I'll say personally, am I doing the right things? I ask myself that, but then I also remind myself, we are growing. I am growing. And we always seek to be better. I love that. So, what would you do with courage? What would you do with wealth? What would you do with growth and these confidence? What would you do? And perhaps might I suggest that you would change your world. Okay? Because I know that there's individuals out there, and again, millions of people that would love to change their world to be in a position where they can have an avenue, have the pathway to be able to show others, this is what I did. This is what I did different. And if you listen to any type motivational speaker or whatnot, they had the opportunity that changed their world. They had a time that changed their world, be it a very dramatic accident or be it a point in their life where they were just at the bottom. They got to a point where they changed their world. And look at them now. They are individuals that are on stages that are inspiring everybody. Well, guess what? That's you too. You can absolutely be in that point where you're going to change your world, inspire others as well. So, can we recommend that vehicle for change be Rain International? Because that vehicle, this industry, I have seen literally thousands of people change their world by leveraging the opportunity that presented themselves in front of them. That's what Rain International is going to do for each one of you. Now, I believe that you may hear those words and may not comprehend completely what that means. However, I'm telling you this, staying plugged in, staying consistent, keeping those behaviors will absolutely lead your world to change. It'll be your vehicle, but don't give up on that vehicle. Otherwise, it'll be a long road to hoe for sure. Because this business, folks, is only about making other lives better. It's one of the great things I love about coming to work is having the opportunity to talk to someone that may help their life be better. Because I still believe in humanity. I still believe in people. And I've seen those changes. And so it gives me great confidence to say that. So what do you do with your talents? Or what talents do you have that you want to help or that you can use to help other people's lives be better? That's a tough question to ask sometimes. What talents do I have? I always joke when they were handing out talents up in heaven, I may have been out goofing off because I don't know what I have. But the reality is there are talents that each one of us do have, that we have been given, and that should be leveraged. That's why we've been given these great talents. And so ask yourself that and seek those talents out. And let me suggest this too. Use those talents often because the more you use them, the more powerful they will become. Very, very important. But let me talk to you about 1776. And no, this isn't about U.S. history, all right? This is about a gentleman by the name of Adam Smith. He wrote a book called The Wealth of Nations. And in this book, he outlined a theory called an invisible hand, which states, by pursuing one's own interests, they frequently promote that of the society. Okay? What does this mean? What this means to me is that by each one of us going out and taking control, taking advantage of opportunity, we are going to promote the behaviors of those around us. By going out and making the best of you, okay, you make the lives of other people better when you pursue your own highest potential. The best part about this, it does not matter if it is or is not intentional. You go out, you make the best for you, other people will follow. Other people will see that. It's the same kind of thing that Marianne Williams speaks of. But what this really boils down to is this invisible hand is a call to action. That as you move down the road with Rain International, you are going to have a hand held out behind you, to the side of you, in front of you, that is going to be there, that other people are going to hold on to and follow what you are doing. Follow the behaviors and the actions that you have. And sure, there's going to be those critics, but you know what? Even if it is one person, although it will be many more, I know, that one person needed you. And if we did not seek to pursue our own highest potential, what other option would that person have had? And it's not fair to say that they could have found someone else, because we, again, have a responsibility to do right by others, as I feel. We have an opportunity here with Rain because of all the systems, of all the things that we have created, and especially over the last 5-6 months that I have been here, I have already seen a world of difference in terms of our tools and what we have available to. I know that in another 6 months' time, as we've reached our Rain Day and our convention, that I know that many of you are already registered for, and if you haven't registered, because those type of events are going to really paint more of a clear picture of what we are about and where we are going. And staying plugged into those events, these calls, the webinars, staying plugged into our events calendar on our main website for the meetings, staying plugged into the training site, to, again, the Rain Day that we have coming up in June in convention. There's so much to stay plugged into that now, folks, the responsibility is on you. No more can I think anybody can say that we don't have at Rain Corporate what you need. We have everything. And matter of fact, folks were able to move up the ranks with the stuff that we didn't have, because they took ownership and responsibility about making the best them, making the best you. But we have worked very hard because, folks, we want to be in lockstep with you on all these efforts. And here's one of my great statements, and I think I actually found out who this is by. It may be by Christopher Columbus, but there's a statement that says you can never cross the ocean unless you have courage to lose sight of the shore. So there's going to be points where we do need to jump in and go down the path. And again, there'll be bumps, there'll be bruises, and you know what? There'll be boulders going down a hill that may be jagged and not exactly in a state where they'll roll smoothly. But as we continue to go down that hill and roll that rock, that ragged, rough rock, just by virtue of going downhill, it's going to knock off those edges, those points, and it's going to become more smooth, and we will glide down that hill with such grace and elegance. And folks, staying plugged in onto what we have with our product, understanding our product and the beauty that our product is, and seed nutrition, because we have other products coming out. We are a seed company. Understanding that one point, that's my introduction to anybody that I meet, I talk to. What do? I represent seed nutrition. It's a fantastic industry and model. And folks, you know what? It's the genesis of life. People, as you talk confident, will want to hear you. I promise you that. But again, we have our rain cycle, which is the second leg to a very stable foundation. Staying plugged into this, getting on that training site and looking and plugging into the rain cycle. I know that I have said this probably 1,000 times, and that's not even exaggeration. Staying plugged in the rain cycle, using this and leveraging this is what you need. And that may not, and I say you, and that's a very direct statement, but the reality is you need it because someone else may not be able to do what you need. See, again, it's not what works, it's what duplicates. The rain cycle will duplicate. It gives them a pathway to be trained, get them the information that they need to know and the resources to have their success happen. And then finally, that other component, that third leg of the stool is a very powerful one, and that's the profit system. And we are a very strong product company. But being that we are such a strong product company, it's also, again, important to emphasize that we are a strong system company and a strong marketing plan or profit system company as well. So, folks, with that, I'm very, very excited again about what we have, what's in store for us. And I'm extremely passionate, and I hope you can hear that in my voice, that we have something here. I have seen it, and I know there's many on this webinar now that have also been in the industry and have seen other things come and go. And I am telling you, we have something here right now that we are going to look back and have so many great and fond memories of going through this together, going through and getting our bumps and bruises, learning our lessons, be it whatever it may be, but we are going to be successful. Rain International will be a great company. It'll be a company that will always be very cautious about doing the right things, about plugging into foundations and causes, individuals that, again, need our support as we grow and have those resources to do so. You you can take this as a promise that we are absolutely always going to be that. And I can say that with such confidence because I know Byron Belka. I have I have the privilege to talk to him on a regular basis. I see what he is about. I see his intentions, his goals, and it is an absolutely comforting aspect that gives me courage to go out and be different. It gives me the challenge to go out there and grow and become better because of that. Now, I can go on and probably wax very strong in my belief and my system within that. However, I just want to emphasize this. Take today's information as a call to action to be better today than you were yesterday. And the same goes for being on Sunday and even on Memorial Day. As you meet and get with families and friends, have the courage to talk about what you've been up to and not to be a closet network marketer, but rather be confident and proud about what we have and where we are going. Because that simple mindset will change the behaviors. It will change the way you think, and it will definitely tell people that you're excited about what you're doing here. So, folks, as always, if there's ever any questions or thoughts or concerns that you may have, feel free to reach out to myself. My email is russ@rainintl.com. I'd be happy to connect with you and help answer any of those questions you have. Again, let me make a final plug on a couple other things. As we get to convention, be sure to plug into convention and leverage our promotion, our Building Rain partner teams to create credits that you can get. We will help pay for you to come to convention as you build these Rain partner teams, giving away some of these weekly prizes, incentives that we have. And of course, it may be grandiose and over the top, but however, you know what? These incentivizing components really give us a platform to recognize the people that are working, that are doing a great job out there. And so take advantage of all that we have. And folks, like we say, let's go out there and make it rain. Have a fantastic weekend and again, a safe Memorial Day, and we will talk soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.